Hello learners, I welcome you all to the MCQ session from the subject Biochemistry and Clinical Pathology. We are on the chapter Pathology of Blood and Urine. We are on part 2. From part 2, we are going to cover few of the MCQs from the chapter, and on Pharmacy Info Line, you will get the MCQs in unique way along with the explanation. So stay tuned with us for the MCQs with explanation, and we will start with the first question of part 2. The question is, since we have covered 10 questions in part 1, so we are starting now with question number 11. So the question is, number of white cells increases in case of which of the given disease? WBCs कब increase होते हैं, कौन से disease के केस में increase होते हैं? Whether they increase in the condition of smallpox, whether whooping cough, whether typhoid, or all of them? You can put your answer in the comment section. Till that, we will go for the explanation. Now, in earlier part, if you might have gone through part 1, then you would have came to know that what all conditions are there wherein the WBCs will increase or decrease. So, WBCs generally increase when there are some infections, okay, hypersensitivity reactions, mycobacterial infections, viral infections, okay, some parasitic fungal infections, so smallpox, okay, if you will say whooping cough, then typhoid, all these are the infections wherein the philia or cytosis exists, that is WBC count will increase, okay. So the correct answer is, it is all of them. All the given conditions, the number of WBCs will increase. Next question is, thrombocytes are called dash. Now, thrombocytes, whether they are also called as WBCs or RBCs or platelets or none of them, you can put your answer in the comment section, and we will till that we will go for the explanation. Now, you might be knowing that RBCs, it is nothing but erythrocytes, WBC is nothing but leukocytes, and the platelets, if you will see, platelets are nothing but they are called as thrombocytes. Thrombo is nothing but thrombus formation, that is clot, and cyte is cell. Okay, so the platelets, they are also called as thrombocytes since they are involved in the blood clotting. So the correct answer is, it is platelets. Thrombocytes are called platelets, or platelets are also known as thrombocytes. So you can check your answer now. Next question is, decrease in the platelet count is called dash. Now, whether the decrease in platelet count is thrombocytopenia, whether it is thrombocytosis, whether it is thrombosis, or none of them, you can put your answer in the comment section. Till that, we will go for the explanation of the given terms. So, come on, put your answers in the comment section fast. The explanation for this question is, platelets का count कब decrease होता है, in which of the given condition? So, in our part 1 also we have covered that when it is decrease in number, the suffix is penia, and increase in number, the suffix is philia and cytosis. But now this is with respect to the platelet and this WBC. Okay, so just I want to explain you here on this slide the penia, philia and cytosis. Now, if you will talk with respect to platelets, thrombocytopenia is the condition wherein you can see this is the normal blood, wherein the WBCs are there, these are white colored, yellow colored, these are the platelets, and red colored, these are the RBCs. So, if you will see here in the second diagram, the platelets have been reduced in the number compared to the first diagram. So, it is what? It is decrease in platelets. So, the decrease in platelets is known by the term thrombocytopenia. Yes, definitely. Penia is decrease and thrombocytes is thrombocytes, that is platelets. So, Thrombocytopenia is nothing but it is decrease in platelets. So how you will remember it? Penia is decrease, thrombocytes are nothing but platelets. So it is thrombocytopenia, which is decrease in platelet count. So the correct answer is it is thrombocytopenia. Next question is increase in platelet count is called dash. Now it is very easy for you people to judge the answer. Come on, you can put your answer in the comment section and then you can verify it. Whether the increase in platelet count मतलब platelet का नंबर बढ़ जाने के टर्म को हम लोग थ्रोम्बोसाइटोपेनिया बोलते हैं, थ्रोम्बोसाइटोसिस बोलते हैं, थ्रोम्बोसिस बोलते हैं या फिर none of them. You can put your answer. Till that we will go for the explanation. Now thrombocytopenia, you have already learned that it is decrease in platelet count. So definitely this is not the answer. Then we will go for the second term. Before that we will again see the suffixes used. Now penia is decreased, philia is increased, cytosis is also increased. Okay. So if you will see the term thrombocytosis, wherein this is the normal condition and this is the increase in platelet count. How you can see this? See, these are the tiny dots which are indicated by platelets in case of normal vessel where the blood is flowing, and in case of increased platelet count, here you can see the tiny dots are numerous in number, they have increased in number. So the condition wherein the platelet count is increased, it is called as thrombocytosis. So the correct answer is it is thrombocytosis. Increase in the platelet count is nothing but thrombocytosis. Next question is decrease in hemoglobin or RBC count is dash. हीमोग्लोबिन कम होना या फिर आरबीसीज नंबर में कम होना, ये एनीमिया है, थ्रोम्बोसाइटोपेनिया है, थ्रोम्बोसाइटोसिस है या थ्रोम्बोसिस है? You can put your answer in the comment section. We can verify it after the explanation. Now, if you will see here, RBCs or hemoglobin, when it goes low, like here, see, these are the number of RBCs in normal condition, and here the number of RBCs have been reduced. So, this decrease in hemoglobin or RBC count is known by the term anemia. So, decrease in hemoglobin or RBC count is anemia. Next question is normal values of hemoglobin in male is dash. Whether the normal value of hemoglobin in males is 14 to 16 gram in 100 ml of blood, 10 to 14 gram in 100 ml of blood, 17 to 19 gram in 100 ml of blood, or 19 to 21 gram in 100 ml of blood. What is the normal value of hemoglobin for males? So you can put your answer in the comment section. Then till that we will go for the explanation. If you will see this diagram wherein the hemoglobin, the anemia and polycythemia, if you will see the anemia in men and women, if you will see the readings here, it is like 14 to 16 and plus minus 2 will do. Okay. So the exact answer is it is 14 to 16 gram plus minus 2 in 100 ml of blood. So the normal value of hemoglobin is 14 to 16 gram in 100 ml of blood in case of males. Next question is normal values of hemoglobin in females is dash. Whether it is 10 to 13 gram in 100 ml of blood, whether it is 13 to 15 gram in 100 ml of blood, whether it is 17 to 19 gram in 100 ml of blood, or 19 to 21 gram in 100 ml of blood. You can put your answer in the comment section. Till that we will go for the explanation. Now in earlier question only you might have came to know about the approximate reading. So here in case of women, if you will see, this is 13 plus minus 2 and here it is 15 plus minus 2. Okay. So the correct answer, if you will see, it is 13 to 15 gram in 100 ml of blood. So if you will see here, these are the different ranges in case of newborns, children's, men's, women's, etc. Okay. Next question is, megaloblastic anemia is also known as dash. Whether megaloblastic anemia is also known as pernicious anemia, Addison's anemia, both of them or none of them, you can put your answer in the comment section. Till that, we will go for the explanation and you can verify your answer later on. So come on, put your answers in the comment section fast. The explanation is, if you will see, megaloblastic anemia, it is nothing but megalo. It is larger size of RBCs compared to the normal size. Now, pernicious anemia, if you will see, this is Addison's anemia. The most common cause of pernicious anemia is lack of intrinsic factor. Now, intrinsic factor is nothing but it absorbs vitamin B12 from the intestine. Now, vitamin B12, the intrinsic factor for the absorption of vitamin B12 is lacking. The parietal cells from the gastric, here you can see now, this is the explanation. Now this is gastric atrophy, reduced intrinsic factor. Intrinsic factor which is there in gastric parietal cells of the stomach, they fail to produce the intrinsic factor which is needed for the absorption of vitamin B12. So there is deficiency of vitamin B12 which leads to megaloblastic anemia. Now here if you will see, this megaloblastic anemia is nothing but it is pernicious anemia is the type of megaloblastic anemia which is also called as Addison's megaloblastic anemia. So the correct answer is, it is both of them, and it is usually due to the lack of intrinsic factor which is associated with the gastric atrophy, and vitamin B12 absorption is hampered. Next question is, deficiency of vitamin B12 or folic acid leads to dash. Whether the deficiency of vitamin B12 or folic acid leads to pernicious anemia, whether Addison's anemia, whether megaloblastic anemia, or all of them, the correct answer you are supposed to put it into the comments box. Then we will verify the answer. The explanation we will go now. If you will see here, this megaloblastic anemia, we have just now gone through. This megaloblastic anemia, it is larger size of RBCs, which is due to basically vitamin B12 and folic acid deficiency. Okay, so it leads to, the answer is, it is all of them, because it is pernicious anemia is nothing but Addison's anemia, which is the type of megaloblastic anemia. Next question is, sickle cell anemia is also known as dash. Whether sickle cell anemia is also known as hemoglobinopathic anemia, pernicious anemia, Addison's anemia, or megaloblastic anemia. You can put your answer in the comment section, and later on after the explanation you can verify your answer. Now we will go for the explanation. Now sickle cell anemia is nothing but it is a type of anemia wherein the cell shape changes to the sickle shape, which is nothing but if you might have seen the farm, what you can say, farmers use that in farming. It is like S-shaped sickle it is called as. So the shape of RBCs will become like sickle. Okay, S-shaped RBCs. So hemoglobinopathies includes all these anemias, sickle cell anemia, thalassemia. Okay, so if you will see, hemoglobinopathic anemia is nothing but sickle cell anemia, because pernicious anemia, Addison's anemia, megaloblastic anemia are one and the same. So hemoglobinopathic anemia is the correct answer. With this, we finish with few of the MCQs from pathology of blood and urine from BCP, and stay tuned with us for part 3 from the same chapter. Thank you.